What if those sharp, midnight leg cramps weren't random at all? What if every painful twist was your body's silent way of screaming for help, an alarm that doesn't ring, but burns through your muscles until you can't ignore it anymore? And what if the answer to stopping that alarm had been sitting quietly in your kitchen all along? Hi, I'm Dr. Nana, and today on Senior Health Boost, we're uncovering one of the simplest, most overlooked ways to stop those nighttime cramps before they even begin. Many people think cramps are just bad luck, something that happens with age or exhaustion. But in truth, they're often signals. Little coded messages from your body saying, I'm out of balance. Imagine this. One night, your calf tightens and it's your body whispering, I'm low on magnesium. A few days later, another cramp hits and it says, I need more potassium. These aren't coincidences, they're messages. And the remarkable thing is, you can silence them naturally. Not with another pill, not with expensive treatments, but with simple, everyday foods that most people walk past in the grocery aisle. Foods that relax your muscles quietly while you sleep, transforming tension into deep rest. Now, let me ask you something. Has your body ever sent you that painful midnight alarm? Type 1 in the comments if you know exactly what that feels like, or 0 if you've been lucky enough to avoid it. We read and reply to every comment here because your voice truly matters. Sharing your story helps others realize they're not alone in what they feel. And before we dive into these science-backed foods that calm your nights, make sure to hit subscribe to Senior Health Boost so you never miss simple, natural ways to make aging stronger, calmer, and more empowering. Let's begin with one of my favorites, pistachios. These little green gems aren't just a crunchy snack, they're one of nature's richest sources of magnesium. Research in the journal Nutrients shows that adults who eat magnesium-rich diets report far fewer nighttime cramps. The truth is, nearly half of older Americans don't get enough magnesium because our bodies naturally absorb less as we age. Just 1 ounce of pistachios gives you around 70 milligrams of magnesium, plus healthy fats and protein that help steady blood sugar and promote deeper sleep. Take Mrs. Helen, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Florida. For years, she suffered from painful calf cramps almost every night. She stretched. She stayed hydrated. Yet nothing seemed to help. During a checkup, we realized her diet was missing magnesium-rich foods. So, she began eating a small bowl of pistachios each evening, something easy to enjoy while watching her favorite TV shows. Within just 2 weeks, the cramps eased. Soon, she was sleeping through the night peacefully again. That's the beauty of pistachios, they fit so effortlessly into daily life. Instead of reaching for cookies or chips, grab a handful of unsalted pistachios. You'll feed your muscles the minerals they crave and your heart the healthy fats it deserves. And if chewing nuts is difficult, don't worry. Pistachio butter or finely chopped nuts sprinkled over yogurt work just as well. These small nuts pack a powerful balance of protein, fiber, and minerals, a natural trio that supports both muscle and nerve function. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that diets high in magnesium and potassium cut muscle dysfunction in older adults by nearly 30%. Pistachios give you both, and unlike supplements that can upset your stomach, their nutrients come in a gentle, natural form your body easily absorbs. Concerned about calories? Don't be. A handful of around 40 pistachios equals only about 160 calories. Replacing sugary desserts with pistachios not only reduces cramps, but also helps maintain a healthy weight and blood sugar. That means fewer wake-ups from hunger and steadier energy the next day. But here's the thing, while pistachios are powerful, they're just one piece of the puzzle. There's another food, humble yet extraordinary, that can boost your body's natural sleep hormones and make your nights even smoother. Let's uncover that next. After learning how pistachios can quietly calm your muscles through magnesium, let's move one step deeper to a food that doesn't just ease tension, but helps your body decide when it's time to rest. You've probably seen it 100 times in grocery aisles, maybe even passed it without a second thought. Yet this ancient food has been nourishing humans for thousands of years and still doesn't get the respect it deserves. I'm talking about chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans, the small, golden legumes that hold a secret weapon against nighttime leg cramps. These humble beans are packed with vitamin B6, a vital nutrient your body uses to produce serotonin and melatonin. Think of serotonin as the gentle hand that steadies your mood, and melatonin as the quiet signal that tells your body, it's time to rest now. When both are working together, your nervous system finds balance. Your muscles relax. And those midnight spasms, the ones that once startled you awake, start to fade into silence. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine revealed that adults with higher intakes of vitamin B6 enjoyed better sleep quality and fewer nighttime disturbances. In other words, nourishing your brain chemistry can directly calm your muscles. It's a chain reaction of peace. But the benefits don't stop there. Chickpeas are also loaded with plant-based protein, the kind that digests, slowly and steadily releases energy through the night. This slow release feeds your muscles hour after hour, preventing sudden drops in blood sugar that can sometimes trigger cramps or restless legs. Let me share a story from one of my patients. Mr. David, a 72-year-old veteran from Texas, came to see me with a weary smile and a simple complaint. Dr. Nana, every night around 3 in the morning, my legs tighten like clockwork. He was doing everything right, stretching, drinking plenty of water, but the cramps just wouldn't quit. When we reviewed his meals, I noticed something missing, hardly any legumes or foods rich in B6. So I suggested something easy. No pills, no complicated plan, just a small bowl of chickpea salad with dinner 3 nights a week. Within a month, the difference was remarkable. His cramps faded. He slept more deeply. And he joked that even his dog noticed, because for the first time in years, David wasn't pacing around the house at night. That's the beauty of chickpeas. They're simple, versatile, and comforting. You can roast them in the oven for a warm, crunchy snack, mash them into creamy hummus to spread on whole grain toast, or toss them into soups and stews for a hearty, nourishing meal. Prefer convenience? No problem. Canned chickpeas work just as well as dried ones. Just rinse them under water to wash away extra sodium. They're inexpensive, filling, and gentle on digestion, which makes them perfect for seniors. Here's a tip I often give my patients. Pair chickpeas with foods rich in vitamin C, like tomatoes, bell peppers, or even a squeeze of lemon juice. This simple pairing helps your body absorb the iron in chickpeas more efficiently, a crucial step for maintaining healthy red blood cells and strong, responsive muscles. And if chewing whole beans feels uncomfortable, blend them into dips or smooth purees. The creamy texture makes them easy to enjoy without strain, yet you still get all the nutritional goodness your body needs. Here's another practical secret many seniors love. At the start of each week, prepare a big batch of cooked chickpeas and store them in the fridge. Then, whenever you make a salad, soup, or quick lunch, just scoop some in. Little habits like that turn healthy eating into a natural rhythm. No extra effort, no excuses, just consistency that pays off over time. So, while pistachios work through magnesium to ease muscle tension, chickpeas go one layer deeper, supporting the brain chemistry that tells your body when to sleep and how to stay calm. The two foods complement each other beautifully, one relaxing the body, the other soothing the mind. But our journey doesn't stop here, because next, we're moving to a food that acts like a complete repair kit for your muscles, a grain so powerful it's called a complete protein. Unlike most plants, it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to rebuild and restore muscle tissue through the night. Let's talk about quinoa. Unlike many common grains, quinoa stands apart because it's a complete protein, a rare quality in the plant world. That means it gives your body everything it needs to repair, rebuild, and protect muscle fibers while you sleep. For seniors, this is especially important. As we age, our muscles naturally lose strength unless we feed them the right building blocks. When your muscles are well nourished, they're far less likely to misfire with painful spasms or twitching in the night. But that's not all. Quinoa also carries 2 crucial minerals that work hand in hand, magnesium and potassium. Imagine them as a synchronized team. Magnesium helps your muscles relax after contracting, while potassium fine-tunes the electrical signals that tell your nerves when to fire. Together, they create a perfect rhythm between contraction and release, movement and rest. A study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who consumed diets rich in both magnesium and potassium had significantly fewer leg cramps, especially at night. Just 1 cup of cooked quinoa provides about 15% of your daily magnesium needs and more than 300 milligrams of potassium, a powerful double shield against muscle tension and imbalance. Let me introduce you to Mr. George, a 70-year-old retired postal worker from Michigan. Even in retirement, he stayed active, walking every day to keep his heart strong. But each night, his legs betrayed him, cramping so severely that he'd leap out of bed in pain. His diet was heavy on pasta and white rice, foods that filled him up but offered little in the way of minerals or complete protein. When we replace some of those meals with quinoa, using it as a base for stir-fry, adding it to salads, or mixing it into hearty vegetable bowls, something amazing happened. Within weeks, George noticed not just fewer cramps, but brighter mornings. He woke up with real energy instead of lingering fatigue. The steady minerals in quinoa helped his body rest and recover while he slept, turning restless nights into restorative ones. And what I love most about quinoa is how adaptable it is. You can serve it warm, cold, sweet, or savory. Toss it with olive oil, herbs, and roasted vegetables. Use it instead of rice under grilled salmon or chicken. Even mix it with berries and a drizzle of honey for a high-protein breakfast that keeps blood sugar steady. Unlike processed grains, quinoa has a delicate, nutty flavor and a satisfying texture that pairs beautifully with almost any meal. It's gluten-free, easy to digest, and works well for anyone who wants to maintain muscle strength without relying on supplements. When you think about it, foods like pistachios, chickpeas, and quinoa form a powerful trio. One relaxes the muscles, another calms the nerves and brain, and the third rebuilds and protects. Together, they create the foundation for peaceful sleep and lasting strength. But we're not done yet. There's another food coming up, one that not only soothes your muscles but also nourishes your blood flow and keeps your heart beating strong through the night. It's often overlooked, yet it may be the missing piece in your nighttime recovery. Let's explore that in the next part. After discovering how quinoa restores muscles overnight, many of my patients tell me the same thing. Dr. Nana, I finally wake up feeling lighter, more rested, and more in control of my nights. That's the quiet power of this ancient grain. Quinoa's versatility makes it a true kitchen ally. You can cook it like rice in just 15 minutes, pair it with vegetables, fish, or chicken, or even turn it into a warm, comforting breakfast. Just simmer it in almond milk and top it with fruit, cinnamon, or a drizzle of honey for a balanced, high-protein start to your day. For seniors looking to cut back on red meat, quinoa is one of the best ways to get complete protein, all 9 essential amino acids, without putting stress on digestion. It's naturally gluten-free, easy on the stomach, and rich in fiber, helping to stabilize blood sugar levels. That stability means fewer energy crashes and fewer nighttime cramps triggered by sudden sugar dips. Here's a simple trick. Cook a batch of quinoa at the beginning of the week and keep it in the fridge. When you need a quick, nourishing side dish, scoop some out and warm it up. Add a splash of olive oil, a sprinkle of herbs, and you've got a flavorful base without piling on salt, because too much sodium can sometimes make cramping worse. Quinoa truly gives your body the full package: protein, electrolytes, and gentle minerals that rebuild and protect your muscles while you sleep. But as powerful as it is, our journey isn't finished yet, because there's another food that brings a surprising twist to the story. This next one isn't a nut, grain, or legume. It's something that grows quietly in the shade, soft, earthy, and often overlooked. Yes, we're talking about mushrooms. Most people think of mushrooms as a simple side dish, maybe something tossed into a stir-fry or added to soup. But these small, tender caps are one of the few natural food sources of vitamin D, a nutrient critical for both muscle relaxation and bone strength. You see, vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium effectively, and together they form the foundation of healthy muscles and strong bones. Without enough vitamin D, muscle fibers weaken and become more prone to painful spasms. That's why seniors with low vitamin D levels often struggle with persistent cramps or leg weakness. According to research published in the Journal of Endocrinology and Metabolism, nearly 60% of older adults in the U.S. have insufficient vitamin D levels, especially those who spend limited time outdoors. This deficiency doesn't just lead to night cramps, it's also linked to muscle fatigue and even an increased risk of falls. The good news? Adding mushrooms to your diet can make a real difference. Certain types like portobello or Maytake mushrooms naturally produce more vitamin D when exposed to sunlight. And they offer a bonus. Mushrooms are also rich in potassium, a mineral that keeps muscles relaxed and prevents overcontraction. Let me tell you about Mrs. Linda, a 75-year-old grandmother from California. She loved spending hours in her garden, but painful leg cramps often cut her joy short. Even after resting, the cramps would return at night, keeping her awake. When she came to see me, we discovered that despite all her time outdoors, her vitamin D levels were still low, a surprisingly common issue, even in sunny states. Instead of reaching straight for supplements, I encouraged her to add mushrooms to her weekly meals. She began sautéing them with garlic, stirring them into omelets, and blending them into creamy soups. Within several weeks, She noticed a clear difference. Her legs felt stronger, her cramps eased, and she could garden again without worry. It's such a small change, she told me, but it made a big difference. That's the beauty of mushrooms. They're flexible, light, and satisfying. You can grill them, roast them, or toss them raw into salads. For seniors, reducing meat, mushrooms bring that same hearty texture and umami flavor without the heaviness of red meat. Just half a cup of cooked mushrooms provides valuable vitamin D and potassium without adding excess calories or fat. And for anyone with chewing difficulties, soft cooked mushrooms or blended soups are gentle, delicious options. If you want to get the most vitamin D from mushrooms, look for those labeled vitamin D enhanced. These are exposed to ultraviolet light during growth, which dramatically increases their vitamin D content up to 400 IU per serving, or nearly half of the daily recommended amount for older adults. Pair them with a drizzle of healthy fat, such as olive oil or avocado oil, to boost absorption even more. Mushrooms truly represent nature's quiet multitasker, supporting your bones, muscles, and nerves all at once without fuss, without side effects. But our story wouldn't be complete without one last surprise. Because next comes a food most people never expect to hear in a health conversation, a food often labeled as indulgent, even guilty. Yet, when chosen the right way, it can do something wonderful for your body. Yes, I'm talking about dark chocolate. It sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? But dark chocolate, when made from high-quality cocoa, is more than a treat. It's a tool for relaxation. Here's why. Dark chocolate is naturally high in magnesium, the same mineral we've seen throughout this journey, the quiet relaxer that tells your muscles it's safe to let go. Just a small square of good quality dark chocolate can provide as much magnesium as a handful of nuts. That's enough to give your body the signal to release tension instead of holding onto it. But that's not its only gift. Dark chocolate is rich in flavonoids, powerful antioxidants that help improve blood flow and support circulation. Better circulation means your muscles get more oxygen, your heart pumps more efficiently, and your entire body can rest more deeply at night. For many of my patients, replacing sugary desserts with a small piece of 70% or higher dark chocolate after dinner brings not only satisfaction, but also a gentle calm before bedtime. It's a way to enjoy sweetness with purpose, to indulge the senses while giving your body exactly what it needs to relax and recover. So, from pistachios to chickpeas, quinoa to mushrooms, and now even dark chocolate, you can see a pattern emerging. Every food we've explored today carries something your body craves: minerals, vitamins, amino acids, and antioxidants that work together to bring peace to your muscles and calm to your nights. And we're still not finished, because in the next part, we'll explore how combining these foods with a few evening habits can transform not just your nights, but your energy, mood, and balance throughout the day. Stay with me. What comes next may be the missing piece in your nightly recovery routine. When circulation improves, something remarkable happens. Your muscles begin to breathe again. Oxygen and nutrients flow freely to every fiber, easing stiffness, melting away tension, and lowering the risk of those sudden, painful cramps that can steal your sleep. It's not magic, it's biology. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who regularly consumed foods rich in flavonoids, the plant compounds found abundantly in dark chocolate, had significantly better vascular function. In simple terms, their blood vessels were healthier, more flexible, and more efficient at delivering life-giving oxygen where the body needs it most, to your heart, brain, and yes, to your muscles while you sleep. That's what makes dark chocolate such a fascinating ally. Unlike milk chocolate, which is overloaded with sugar and unhealthy fats, dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa brings all the benefits without the junk. It has that deep, slightly bitter flavor that pairs beautifully with a few slices of fruit or a handful of nuts. You don't need a big bar, a couple of small squares are enough to relax your mind, delight your taste buds, and gently prepare your body for rest. And if you've ever felt guilty for indulging in chocolate, this is your permission to enjoy it just wisely. Quality matters far more than quantity. A modest portion of high-quality dark chocolate gives you magnesium for muscle relaxation, flavonoids for circulation, and antioxidants for longevity, all wrapped in one small, satisfying bite. Here's something I often tell my patients: make it a ritual. After dinner, sit back, breathe deeply, and enjoy 1 or 2 small squares of dark chocolate with a cup of warm herbal tea, maybe chamomile or rooibos. Let that quiet moment become your signal. It's time to slow down. This gentle routine blends comfort with nourishment, turning a simple evening treat into a powerful act of self-care. Because dark chocolate doesn't just feed your muscles, it feeds your mind. The antioxidants in cocoa have been shown to support brain health, improve mood, and reduce inflammation throughout the body. For seniors, that means better focus, calmer nerves, and fewer aches from the wear and tear of everyday life. So when you think about foods that help stop night cramps, don't overlook this sweet little ally. With magnesium to relax your muscles and flavonoids to improve circulation, dark chocolate transforms something indulgent into something restorative, a moment of pleasure that actually helps your body heal. And I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried using food as medicine to calm cramps, to sleep better, or to restore your energy? Type the number 1 in the comments if you believe food truly can heal, or 0 if you're still not sure but curious to learn more. Your feedback helps others see that they're not alone. When you share your story, you become part of a community where knowledge turns into strength. Now, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect. Today, you and I explored 5 simple, everyday foods that can make a powerful difference in how your body feels night after night. Pistachios rich in magnesium to ease muscle tension. Chickpeas full of vitamin B6 to balance mood and support restful sleep. Quinoa, a complete protein that rebuilds and strengthens muscle fibers overnight. Mushrooms, a natural source of vitamin D and potassium for strong bones and relaxed muscles. Dark chocolate, your unexpected partner in better circulation and gentle relaxation. Each one of these foods does something unique, but together, they create harmony inside your body. It's not about finding one miracle food. It's about creating small, consistent choices that build a healthier, calmer, stronger version of you day by day, meal by meal. Think of it as training your body, the same way you'd train a garden to thrive. You water it, you nourish it, you give it sunlight and care. Over time, it grows resilient, balanced, and full of life. Your muscles, your heart, your brain, they respond the same way to care, consistency, and nourishment. I often remind my patients that healing doesn't have to be complicated. It's not found in a fancy supplement or an expensive treatment plan. It's found in the quiet, daily decisions we make, what we eat, how we rest, and how we treat our bodies with kindness instead of pressure. So tonight, when you sit down for dinner, maybe you'll add a handful of pistachios or a spoonful of quinoa to your plate. Maybe you'll try a chickpea salad, or salt mushrooms with garlic. And if you're feeling adventurous, finish the evening with a small piece of dark chocolate and a cup of tea. Because caring for yourself shouldn't feel like a chore, it should feel like comfort. And the best part, these changes don't just reduce cramps or improve sleep. They help you wake up ready to move, to laugh, and to live fully every day. So here's my challenge to you. Start tonight. Try just one of these foods and pay attention to how your body responds. You might be surprised by how quickly a small habit can create a big difference. And now, before we close, I want to thank you for spending this time with me. I'm Dr. Nana, and here on Senior Health Boost, our mission is simple: to help you make aging not just easier, but empowering. Because getting older isn't about losing strength, it's about gaining wisdom on how to care for yourself better than ever before. If this video brought you value, if it gave you even one idea that could help you sleep better or feel stronger, then please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Senior Health Boost. By doing that, you help our growing community reach more people who need this information: seniors, caregivers, and families who believe in living longer, healthier, and happier lives. And remember, every like, every comment, every subscriber isn't just a number, it's another voice joining a movement towards smarter, science-backed, and compassionate aging. So go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and share this video with someone who could use a better night's rest. Because when you take care of your health, you're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. Until next time, stay kind to your body, keep your nights peaceful, and your mornings strong. I'm Dr. Nana, and this is Senior Health Boost, where better aging begins, one choice at a time.